Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
comicbookadvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that. And you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like comicbookadvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I am joined by Meredith Logren. Am I saying that right yet?
Yes, you are.
Oh, cool. I finally got it. And we are going to be giving you the news today. We also have an interview we did earlier this morning that we're going to play as part of the show today. A lot is going on. We're going to jump right over. And sorry if you guys heard an echo. Setting things up in the morning, sometimes I double-check links, and it automatically fed. I don't know if you heard it, Meredith, but on my end, two things suddenly went live, and I was like, oh, no! The world is ending. So we are going to be getting into all the stuff that's happened overnight. We also were off on Wednesday because we do backer pause, so you guys are going to get that as well. But we want to start off with, it's that time. We're going to be losing a lot of Kickstarters in the next couple days. So we're going to go down the list of all the Kickstarters that are about to go off from our crowdfunding partition. We will be checking in with Flying Sparks tomorrow, as that ends tomorrow. So also, please consider checking that out. We're not going to play the video, but that only has about a day left. So you definitely want to do that. That is some big news too, by the way. You're going to want to back this for a different reason, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes when we get into the indie side of news. But Flying Sparks, Volume 4, Play No Games, Meta Girl Dating a Crime Lord, but a greater evil stalks them both. All right, so Berserker is going away. I know Meredith is going to be heartbroken. We're not going to be able to talk about Keanu Reeves. He's made enough money that I don't think we're going to feel bad. 14,000 backers if we don't play his video today, but we will put it in our chat today in a few minutes. But in the meantime, we are going to ask Keanu, why did you make comic books? Keanu, can you hear us? Are you ready to answer?
Comics are awesome.
That's right. Indeed.
That's right, Keanu. Keanu knows what the deal is. And
we want to thank Keanu for stopping in really quickly.
Yeah, man, that guy's busy guy, but he always comes in right when I need him.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And you should hear about why he creates comics. Check out that video. It is really, really cool what he's done. So my hat's off to him. Only Death Can Save Us. This is by Russ Leach. This is about to go off air too. We played this on the show yesterday, but we're going to give you guys a chance to see what it's all about right now.
Only Death Can Save Us is a Bronze Age inspired cosmic fantasy run, bringing together action and pathos as the ancient elemental known as Death leaps from his ethereal retirement to help a young soul protect her loved ones, a world in existence itself.
I wish I could tag Keanu, but I'm tagging all the creators we're covering right now, including Jonathan Hedrick, who's Freak Show Night Zombie Horror One-Shot, which is still making money, only has 47 minutes. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to put that link in the chat, and you guys are going to be able to back it. Check out why you should back it right now.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Hedrick. I'm the writer and creator of Freak Show Night, which is a 24-page, full-color, one-shot zombie comic book. This is a story about a man who is an ex-convict now living outside of prison during the zombie apocalypse. Every day he wakes up and does the same thing, much like when he was in prison, but now instead of fighting against the living, he's fighting against the undead. Then one day, something new crosses his path that gives him hope, purpose to live, and even a chance to redeem himself for all of his prior mistakes in life. I'm really excited to bring this project to all of you on Kickstarter. I have an amazing artist named Stefano Paterselli, who's an Italian contemporary artist. He's done great things at Heavy Metal Magazine, Scout, Caliber Comics, just to name a few. Also, the letterer, Christian Dokolomansky, is from Chile. He's working with me right now on the recount over at Scout Comic Books, and he also has a fantastic resume. And then my editor, Chuck Pinot, has done great things in the indie comic books community. So I'm hoping all of you are excited as much as I am about this project. Please take a look at the campaign page. Look at all the different rewards we're offering. Hopefully you'll find something that suits you and you'll be willing to pledge for. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me here, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let me know what you think, and thanks again for all your support.
And we're going to move on to House of Bob, Volume 1. This is by Daphne. She also only has 56 minutes to go.
Well,
and this one just has music so we can talk over it. This is a little different than the normal stuff you'll see, and it might just be what you're into, especially considering you're tuning into a program where a guy behind him has a huge sign that says fetish, monsters, and more. You might be somewhat inclined to what we are showing you here today, and we're happy to be part of promoting this project. We're wishing nothing but luck to Daphne, and we're going to tag her right now. For some reason, Kickstarter's being funny. Did you get your copy? Is this something that you got?
I did support this campaign. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll support because I really like the artist or the writer, and I think that's very important. Is when I see people who are getting on the shows and being interactive, especially on their social media. And generally a good person, I'll support their books. Am I into furry fetish femmes? Not really.
But you might be after this.
I might be. I'm telling you, I crush on a lot of creatures in science fiction and stuff and fantasy. So why not, right?
Hey, each their own. And you're getting some fan mail from I want to say Maggie Jake, caretaker.
Hey.
Said, hi, Meredith. How are you? We also got Joel checking in with us, working on stuff, but listening in the background. Hey,
yeah.
Welcome to the madness that is crowdfunding. Well, at least for the next 54 minutes for the Bob one, 43 minutes for the Freak Show Zombie.
Now, I have to see if I actually threw some support behind that because I know I wanted it.
And we're gonna put the Flying Sparks in as well, and we can't help but also mention our boy John Celestri. While he is now also on Kickstarter, so good morning, Joe D. Oh, Maggie says I only crush on Celtic girls, not furries. I'm a goth girl guy, so I know what you mean. And Joe D. McPhee says hello, good morning. So we are going to talk about our boy Celestri. John, the animator, who has had some great stuff. So he has, oh man, it's got to be an hour. I don't think it says on Indiegogo what time we have left with John, the animator. Oh, it has 16 hours. Okay, so today's officially the last day. I guess they fixed that. For a while, it'd always just say one day until it was suddenly closed, or maybe I'm just an idiot. It's possible. So we're going to go over, we're going to watch his promo video. He has a little bit of a longer one, so we're not going to do the whole thing. Just hang in for a couple minutes, and we'll be right back.
I think
All
that.
right. There we are. I hope you guys got your copy. It's coming out. It's on Kickstarter. Thought that was a longer video, to be honest. I guess you cut out the back part of it.
That was in order to keep it short, that we could share it directly on through StreamYard.
And for some reason, it's not letting me tag individuals today because, Facebook, why not? So we're going to put it in the links. And John knows we're a big fan of his and we're always promoting him. So
I'm so glad that he reached the fixed goal. For a little while I was nervous, and then he finally hit that and then moved over to Kickstarter. And so we wish him luck over there too. I just don't understand how Star Wars fans haven't jumped on the Boba Fett.
Star Wars fans are finicky at times where they just go. So if they see a comic book, they might have seen the kid stuff and might have not known to look further down. And what we're talking about really quickly, because this is your last opportunity to get it, is actually the fact that, and I'm sorry for the quick scroll, I'm not a fan of it either, but you can get this. It's actually a real drawing. It's not going to be something that he is just photocopying. Mm-hmm. This is going to be one of 100 piece that you can get during this campaign or on Kickstarter. So check it out now. This is the last day on Indiegogo, and that's it for crowdfunding. Like I said, we're going to get into our regular news now. Pretty exciting day. So let's start it off right. Let's talk about our headlines. And remember, these are all the things, we cover all things turning pages in comics. And if you want us to cover your information, send us a email at comicsnewswire@yahoo.com. That's comics, COMIX, newswire@yahoo.com. And of course, I am the advocating comics devil, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Meredith, real quick, tell them where they can follow you so they know, and then we're going to get into the news.
All right, you guys. Well, most of my links are on my website. So if you go to meredithlochran.com, that's how you spell it there. You can follow all of my links. You can also go to geekinsider.com, and I am the associate editor, contributing writer, as well as the executive producer of the Geek Insider podcast. And IndieVent is another site that I am the project coordinator for, and I will be talking about that next week in depth.
Because she'll be updating it this weekend, I'm sure. We're going to get a brand new website, so stay tuned for that. Exciting news. Welcome to October, guys. That's right. We made it. It's October. And Meredith, ironically, wasn't supposed to be the co-host today. We had some time zone issues with Sean, who was going to do it, and then we realized he's 14 hours ahead, not 12 hours ahead. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to make you start a show at 1 a.m. and then spend an hour with me. So Meredith was gracious enough to come in. So this was not even on purpose, but I'll let her read it because she shared it.
Oh, if I could only read it.
You know this. Can't you see it?
No, I can't. Yeah, no. The screen is really, really small. If you want to zoom in a little bit for me.
How's that?
That's much better. And I love that artwork, by the way. So this is for Michael Oden. Hey, guys, we have gotten funded, but let's keep the party going. Let's push to get to 5K. Remember, we have our Support Our Troops tier that donates $10 per purchase to the Special Forces Charitable Trust. And that gets you a whole bag of goodies, like an exclusive edition of the book done by Ted Lehman and Farah. I'm not even going to try to say that last name. Pinup by Justin Hunt and colored by Alonso, a unit patch designed by Justin Hunt, and a challenge coin featuring the patch design on one side and the Elysian Fields logo on the other. I mean, that's really cool. If you guys are in the military at all, and I am married to a veteran. I've got 2 boys in the Marine Corps. My father was an Army vet. Those challenge coins are super, super cool. Great for collecting, great for distributing to people who earn it. So it's really cool. Special Forces Charitable Trust. Definitely give this some love.
Absolutely. Great cause, great creators. Go over to Indiegogo now. We got some other great art from our friend Kevin Gunstone. Look at this. Epic art. Looks amazing. Can't wait to know more about it. And this is as part of the future Primitive Mag rewards. We are going to be including some of Bohan's amazing original arts. Here's a couple more. The final colored art. Feel free to share. And this is your ability to start paying attention now, because this looks like it's going to be an amazing project. And over to you, Meredith. I know you want to talk about this.
I tell you what, every time I see this image, it makes me laugh. I'm like, Dad? But But seriously, Guano Guy for president. No, he's not really running for president. He's got a crowdfund campaign, and you guys need to go check it out. It is book number 3, but you can get all of the previous issues. And like it says here, throw $1 at it. Throw some love, share it out with your friends, because it could get ugly, and we don't want him to lose that utility belt.
Yeah. I think all politics is ugly right now. Maybe Guano Guy should be voted in. From Aaron Humphreys, we have this art that is teasing us for a whole new world. Now is a great time to catch up with my Goldlings comic on Webtoons. I am almost done posting all of issue 8, and then we'll be taking a small break to finish issue 9. There are only 3 more issues after 9, and then I am done with the story. Thanks for everyone who's been reading. Go over there, check it out now. Once it's done, it's going to be something you can buy. So see if you want to buy it today by going to Webtoons and following it up. Huge news here. Go ahead, Meredith.
No, I was going to say, please read that, because I am trying to get Jonathan Hedrick's book before it expires here.
All right, big news. John Del Azaro, and I know I'm saying it wrong, John, sorry. You just have one of those names. Flying Sparks artist Jethro Morales just got hired by Marvel Comics. So you guys, remember I told you I had some big breaking news. This is for you guys. And we don't get to use this enough. I'm so happy when we get to break it out. But this is officially breaking news, kids. That's right. He is going to be going to Marvel, which means if you get this book, you'll have his work before it's Marvel. I don't want to say it's going to be a collector's item, because it is, and I shouldn't have to say it. You should have known the minute he's going to Marvel. He's going to do a great job. Look at that art. Buy this book. Get his quote-unquote amateur work, or as we call it, indie work, and be part of Flying Sparks Volume 4. Play no games, and we have that link in our comments right now. So get it done. Get your own copy. And Jonathan Hedrick says, Rob, thank you. No, you should be thanking Meredith. She's backing it. I'm pretty sure I backed it already, but she's backing you right now. And John D. McPhee says that is great news, isn't it? We always like to see someone be successful. The point of this show is to help people be successful and to celebrate success. Speaking of celebrating some success, we have from Jerry, not even going to try. Lovely last name, just not my thing. And I'll let Meredith finish getting her order. Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me into this group. Here's some of the stuff from E4 Comics. This is the comic book called Elements, and it's got some really cool art. I like the coloring, the depth of it. It looks a little manga based, but or manga, whatever, however you say it. Manga, whatever it is. Welcome to America. It's now manga. I hear it every other way, so it just destroys my ability to do it. But you guys can get it. You can also get the digital link. Check it out. Definitely worth doing. Gamal Hennessy, what is a contract? Why does a comic book creator need one? What are the different types of contracts? Oh my.
I got that. Why am I hearing Michael?
I don't know. That wasn't there before. You still hearing it?
Testing a little bit.
Mute yourself. Oh, that or go out and come back in. It cured it the other day. What happens if you don't have one? The answers are in this video. So he did an amazing video. This is something you guys got to watch. If you're a professional freelance artist, you already have a lot to worry about. So this is pretty cool. Meredith was talking about the Kickstarter he had on, but this is a video he did as well. Gamal is amazing. Definitely someone that we're excited about. And speaking of being excited about, our friend J.D. Calderon, who's been on the show many times, is going to be talking to John Silvestri October 2nd at 4 p.m. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Any comments on this one, Meredith?
Again, it's one of those things where I cannot wait to get my hands on what do you do with a stinky pirate. First of all, I love the name. I love John Silvestri, J.D. Calderon, good stuff. Both of them excellent creators. Tune in.
All right, are you ready to be up?
I am.
There you go.
So the cover of Dreamlands, a comic that is now live on Kickstarter by Loudmouse Crew Comics. What do you think? Go ahead and take a look at our campaign. So I'm actually really liking that artwork.
We do. We don't have full permission to show the video yet, but we're trying to get them on our backer post program. Because this looks amazing. This This is reminiscent of like a movie poster almost, you know?
Yes, I think that's the thing that I like about it. I love the shadow. I love the silhouettes and things like that. Good
And you
stuff.
got a little more to read to end it out.
All right, so it says something comes lurking and skulking in the night. It is the Dreamlands Lives and Epics Kickstarter that has officially launched tonight with an incredible cover by Stelios. Okay, we ask for your support to take our Dreamlands a reality for us and everybody. What do you think of this cover? Follow the link to the Kickstarter.
I think I actually know how to say that last name just because I had a friend. I think it's Pelatakas.
Or Pliatsikas.
It could be that too. The Greek is an interesting thing. It is a lot more phonetic, actually, if you just know the certain things. I know it could go either way, but yeah, this looks amazing. Definitely something we hope that they're going to give us permission to talk about. You know this person, don't you?
I love Mog. Mog is awesome.
And they're doing something special. You got to watch the video. I'll let you read the announcement for Mog since you're such a fan.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Making our first guest announcement for 101 Tales happening November 17th through the 21st, 2020. It's Jin. His Zimophonic Verses is high on the charts, and everyone wants a piece of his IP with deals already in the works for anime, manga, comics, games, and action figures. Is it any wonder, after going beyond a fifth printing and constantly selling out as the word spreads, listening to his tale is like vaping on a Baroque style on crack. I kid you not. And in her video, she actually shows some of the images, some of the very short pictures. Maybe they're poetry. I'm not entirely sure, but the artwork inside that book is stunning.
Absolutely. And for those who are football fans, the XFL has just announced that they are returning and kickoff will be in 2022. It's not comic book news, but, you know, The Rock was going to be one of the contributors. So it was something that hit my radar. Clara Oliveira, I'm going to go with. That sounds right. That sounds right to me. And Silvio Spadio says, Sword of Justice 1 and 2, action-packed adventure that you can't miss. Order your copy here. And I like the black and white renderings, the lines, and seeing the stuff as it becomes alive. Thought that was cool to share with you guys. You can get your copy today. Here you go, Meredith. Got some.
All right, Spectrum. Spectrum number 2 is 42% funded. Learn more at bit.ly. And so what is this? First week results, 42% funded on the Spectrum 2 Kickstarter. LGBT teen heroes' lives, both in and out of costume. Diversity and inclusivity in this second issue. Back the campaign. And there's more information at their website.
And they just got Project We Loved yesterday, and we're happy to announce that. And you can join our friend Sam live tonight on YouTube. And it was 15 hours ago, so it might have already been filmed at this point, I'm assuming. It could go either way. What would 15 hours ago? Yeah, I'm going to say that this is for tonight, maybe. Because 15 hours ago would have been like 9 o'clock at night. I think that, I don't know. It could go either way.
It says 8 p.m. Eastern up on the card there.
Oh, so yeah, then it was yesterday. So this is already filmed. You don't have to wait. Click the link and you'll be able to watch this live with Mike Lopez of Indie Cron. And stretch goals for you to announce.
All right. From Russ Leach, he announces that the stretch goal funded at £5,000. Exclusive postcard of Pestilence, one of the Warriors of Light. Could this be the first in a set? We can only hope. Get over there and make sure that you fund it. Hit those stretch goals so that we can release more of these beautiful cards. So he says, we have funded thanks to everyone who back shared, retweeted, and commented on the project. More stretch goals announcements are incoming. Only death can save us.
And he's amazingly gracious. Thanked us for our support today on social media. It was our pleasure to help you. And like we talked about, it is the last day for also John the Animator. Both great campaigns. I'm going to be sad to see him go. I really like talking about him. Luckily, John the Animator is going to stay with us on Kickstarter. And here it is, a special thank you. And this includes Meredith because she's part of Comic Book Advocates. We cross promote, and we also work on each other's sites. I work with Geek Insider. She works with me. A special thank you to Rob Anderson and Randy Zimmerman. Randy Zimmerman is part of IndieVolt that brings us our mainstream Market Watch for their support and great platform they have created, Comic Book Advocates Network. We have funded, thanks to everyone who has back, shared, retweeted, and commented on the project. Stretch of gold announcements are coming. Only death can save us. I'm so happy, man. He deserved it. He was on brunch on Sunday. He's like, I'm going to go get that goal, and he got it. He went out. He got it.
I think he was on Breakfast Buzz this morning with Randy.
I did see him. That's why we if you guys wonder why we start late on Thursdays, that's why. We always wait for Randy to finish, so we go live. All right, so you know a little bit about this.
A little bit. All right. Hybrids, the sons of gods. So because you said I don't use Indiegogo, check and mate. Now you gotta go get it. Why? Because it's on Kickstarter now.
That's right.
Oh, there.
No, you have no excuse. You people who said, oh my goodness, I can't touch Indiegogo. It's against my religion. Well, guess what? We gave it, well, not us, but he's part of Terraform. We're very proud of Luke. He's never given up. He's always been great. Hundreds of dollars away from funding that Indiegogo.
You know what? I want to say something about the Indiegogo, too. He has a secret perk link that is sponsored by Geek Insider. It's a Geek Insider contest because we didn't want him to get into trouble. And so if you head over to Geek Insider and you look for that link, and I'll find the link for you guys to drop in here too. But that secret link basically gets you an opportunity to win a 1 in 30 chance of Charge ASAP Omega USB-C 200-watt mini charger. And there's only 30 opportunities to get into that. It is a $50 tier, but you get the cane and white cover, you get the phone grip, you get a bracelet, you get free shipping, which is some savings there. And again, that chance to get the charger.
Just look up Hybrids Trash Day Trade Paperback on Indiegogo today. And remember, you will never understand another person's life unless you ask to see it through their eyes. Important message right now. As we go through an election cycle, remember, these are the people who will be your friends after the election comes and goes. Don't be rude to them. Don't attack them. Ask them their point of view. You don't have to agree, but learn to have a conversation instead of being nasty to each other. Mm-hmm. A place that's never anything but beautiful is Silverline Comics with what they do. Check out this character
development, right?
Character design, yeah. This is for beautiful Widowmaker from Cat and Mouse, inked by Barbara
Kahlberg.
You said it right. There you go. 4 days left on Kickstarter. Check it out. Don't miss, and we'll give this a look tomorrow on the show because they only have 4 days left. So definitely excited about that. And here is, okay, so this one's funny, and I know Meredith's going to get a giggle out of this. So I'm sitting at the gym, and I had just done 100 push-ups, and my chest was all like pumped up full of blood. And I look over at the mirror, and the first thing I thought, oh my God, I have boobs. Then the second thing I thought was, wow, that reminds me of Rob Liefeld's cover. Everyone gave Rob Liefeld so much crap. Look at my boobs. Like, my boobs are just out there. The girls are there. So then I take a picture of it and I put it to rest. I'm telling you, twinsies right there.
Oh, you need a side-by-side of that.
I think we'll be doing a side-by-side very soon. So everyone has to go out and apologize to Rob Liefeld. He nailed it. He nailed it. We all didn't understand it.
Yeah, we do. Thank you, Rob.
Another thing that Meredith can never unsee. We're going to switch over to our interview now. This is about XCT and what's going on over in Australia. That's right. Pack your bags. We're going to Australia. And with me today, I am excited to introduce someone I've been friends with for a long time, watched his career. Go ahead and tell the world who you are.
G'day guys, my name is Sean Keenan. I own a publishing company in Australia called COMiX to Movies. We've got the #1 selling independent comic book called the Extreme Champion Tournament. And then we've got a couple of other series, which is a sci-fi series called Terra Olympus, a horror book called Dead Man's Land, and then we've got another 2 series that should come out by the end of this year, which is pretty exciting.
Now you also have like this amazing crossover opportunity right now with this Kickstarter. Can you explain that to us a little bit?
Yeah, so my comic book series, as I mentioned, is the Extreme Champion Tournament. So I've been doing that for about five years now, and it's been our best selling and our main title. But I've got this opportunity with a video game company to do a crossover with my characters in the actual video game. And we're trying to work out how we would go about promoting and getting XCT fans excited about the video game. And we come up with the idea of, well, why not do a XCT and Infinity Heroes is the game crossover? So we come up with a cool concept where Spartacus is thrown into the Infinity Heroes universe and is now in the heat of battle between all of these different factions that he's got no idea about, and like, what the hell's going on? So yeah.
Well, I'm excited about that. Congratulations. You're actually taking an indie property and crossing it over with the gaming. They're an indie gaming. Would that be accurate?
Correct. Yeah. So they've got two games out. They had a really successful one that came out in 2012 called Infinity Wars, and then Infinity Heroes is kind of spun off on that. So the actual video game is like your Hearthstone or your Magic the Gathering style card game, but in digital format. So on either your PC, Android, or iPhone. So.
Well, I'm impressed. Let me tell you, I don't see many games crossing over. So what I think we should do right now, why don't we get right into watching that amazing video? Because you guys have a video for the actual Kickstarter right now, and it explains more about that. So why don't we take a minute and go look at that video?
Join Spartacus in his most epic adventure yet. Traveling through an interdimensional portal, the paragon of the Extreme Champion Tournament collides with the Infinity Multiverse in a limited series where you get to vote and influence the story.
G'day guys, Sean Keenan here, creator of the Extreme Champion Tournament. We are here on Kickstarter again to fund XCT Infinity, the industry's first ever Australian crossover between acclaimed comic series XCT and video game multiverse Infinity Wars.
Hi, I'm Alfie Coyle, founder and creative director of Lightmare Studios. The Infinity Multiverse is one with a rich history, experienced in video game form through Infinity Wars and Infinity Heroes by almost 1 million players over the last 8 years, and has some truly amazing and unique characters and factions. Death Witch cults, Zen monks, bloodthirsty knights on motorcycles, cyborg zombies, even genocidal tech angels. It's a place where truly anything could happen. When the idea of Spartacus being pulled from his universe into a wormhole and thrown into these new worlds became plausible, as either an actuality or perhaps just a really wild dream of his after a drunken night, we knew it was just something we just needed to create.
So what can you get as rewards? Well, this is a crossover with a video game company, so we have everything from your standard digital and physical versions of the comic to the video game Infinity Heroes, the Hero Unlock deck packs. To top it all off, we've even got a Become Your Hero or villain in the comic and game itself. I know, cool, right? So what are you waiting for? Back now. Thanks.
And that is amazing. I absolutely love what you did there with that video. That was a good video, actually. Like, there's a lot to cover, I mean, that's not an easy one to just say, hey guys, here's a comic book. How did that relationship begin?
Well, I have to say first, before I jump in and answer that question, that I have to say thank you to Kickstarter Pause, because I was part of that for XCT Fractured World, our last Kickstarter, and I learned so much from doing Kickstarter Pause. And I've done a lot of Kickstarters and Kickstarter videos, but this one by far is the best one that I've done, and it is because I had feedback from other people that were on that show and people that had watched that show and had commented on that thread. So I have to say thank you very much first, because that video is in part of some of the feedback and that you've provided me previously. So thank you.
And now, pause for anyone who's wondering, the show just changed its name to involve everybody and become inclusive.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, back and forth. But yeah, the relationship started at a comic convention, as a lot of these things do. They were there promoting the beta version of their video game. They'd done were doing a Kickstarter to raise funds for their video game Infinity Heroes. And Alfie, the owner of the business, Lightmare Studios, he was walking around the show floor trying to look at IP that he could bring into the game. So he walked past my table and saw all my XCT comics and was quite impressed with the quality of them. And we got chatting, and we talked about transferring XCT into his video game, and then it evolved from there.
You know, that's pretty cool, the fact that you get to team up. But was there sort of a feeling of how were these different worlds translate into each other? Were there any big discussions on how to, because I mean, it's two different realms now coming together, correct?
Correct. And with XCT, it's been very based in reality. And the last thing I wanted to kind of do was kind of break my own universe rules just for the sake of doing something. And I think that's where a lot of IP can be let down if you're not, staying true to your characters and your universe and everything like that. So for us, we did have a really good conversation back and forth, because I was like, okay, well, I want to see how this will work. And with their storyline, they had all of these portals opening up in their video game, and this is how all of these factions are actually linking up and facing off against each other. So they're saying, well, how about we have this portal open up in your universe and he gets transferred across to our universe. So I was like, okay, I like that idea, because that reason why he's going to be in this universe. So we're excited now to tell an actual good story within their universe, featuring both characters.
And that is what's most important, is the ability to make something that's compelling and interesting. Have you gotten to see your characters kind of come alive in a game system yet? Is that something you've been able to peek your eyes on?
Yeah, the first time I got the beta code to have a play around with Spartacus, I was supposed to be working, and I was like, look, I'll just jump in for 15 minutes, have a little bit of a test, and then jump back out. And an hour later, I was still playing with Spartacus and all the other cards that comes with his deck. So it's not a game I would usually play. So I was surprised at how quickly I was hooked on the gameplay. I was quite impressed. And even with the cards, they actually animated the cards as well. So that was really cool to see these cards like moving, and every time you do a certain move, like, Spartacus does something, or the dragon roars, or all cool stuff like that. So
let me ask you a question. One of the things going around right now is people talking about the importance of a dollar. And for those who don't know, on this show, we spend a lot of time talking about the importance of a dollar. How much does it matter on Kickstarter if someone even just backs you for $1?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of reasons why that's really, really important. One is the whole algorithm side of things in regards to having, a certain amount of backers each day, the amount of money you raise and all that type of thing. But then from an indie creator, $1 goes a long way for us. Like, every single dollar counts towards us, being able to create something, being able to produce more rewards, produce more content, and that dollar goes a long way, because it's not an extra dollar that we're trying to kind of fund ourselves, which we do a lot of. Whenever we come to Kickstarter, most of our book is already completed prior to coming to Kickstarter, and we pay our artists, our writers, our letterers, our colorists, our editors, all those type of things. So we outlay all that money first, and then are trying to kind of recoup back some of it. But you know, $1 goes a long way.
And that's amazing that you actually acknowledge that and understand that. You've definitely been someone who's paid attention to the entire industry. I've watched you grow, change, pivot when you needed to. What's for your 15 minutes of fame today, what can you help other people learn from you that you wish you had known earlier in your career?
I think the saying that I always say is to get comfortable at being uncomfortable. Growth comes from when you're in a position where you're uncomfortable. So if you can actually become comfortable in those positions, you'll go a lot further. And I think I didn't do a lot of things because it made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't do videos because I didn't really like to get in front of a camera. But, you know, the best way to connect with people, the best way for people to understand who you are, what you're passionate about, and that type of thing, is to be able to do a video. So I've started to put myself in positions where I'm continually uncomfortable, but I've noticed that from there I've been able to grow and been able to really, you know, push you know, the boundaries of what I create and what I thought were my boundaries.
All right, my friend, our time is up, but give him one last pitch. Give him a reason to back it. So give him that elevator pitch.
So XCT Infinity is the first Australian crossover between a video game and XCT, the acclaimed series. $1 goes a long way. It is a fantastic action-packed series. And on top of that, in between each issue, you get to vote on the direction of the series. So you can actually alter the course of the story, which has never been done before in an indie series either.
I want to thank you for your time all the way from Australia. So awesome. You'll have to be back on the show. Come try to play Backer Paws. Maybe we'll put Backer Paws in a special time zone just for you, just so you could be part of it.
Definitely. I'd love to be a part of it again.
And, you know, we all learn from each other. I'm so happy to hear that you got something from that program. The whole point of that program was to be educational in the end. Yes, it was to get everyone to watch our shows, because we've been doing something with crowdfunding for years. This was a moment where it was like, let's make it fun. And I'm glad to hear that we made it fun and educational. Thank you so much for being on. And back over to you, Rob. It's your time to talk about the news. Great interview, Rob. You did a great job. You're looking good today, man. You're looking good. You've been working out. Mainstream Market Watch is brought to us by IndieVolt. Recharge your fandom and download on Google Play and Roku devices. Let's get into the mainstream news. Disney is releasing Marvel's 616 first look trailer. So this is going to be something about different stories. Every director is going to look at comics in a different way. It's interesting. It almost reminds me of the Walking Dead creator, whose name is now evading me, when he did that thing on A&E. What's his name? Damn, I cannot believe I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, everyone knows who he is, so I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I'm just drawing a blank. We're running out of time, so I can't spend all day. I'll look it up while Meredith reads about this, because I know she'll be excited about this.
Netflix developing live-action Conan the Barbarian TV. Oh, they're making a long-awaited return to the screen, and the beloved hero is going to... I guess you have to read the article.
Brought to us by comicbook.com. Check out what's going on. I'm excited to see it coming back. We'll see where they take the story next. And also coming to us, not so political, but cool moment where they're actually giving a comic book to a fallen Supreme Court justice. Of course, Ruth Ginsburg made history by becoming, I believe she was not only the first, but she was also very outspoken about women's rights. So very big moment for her becoming part of the Supreme Court. Sadly has passed. They're making a comic book to honor her. Robert Kirkman is the creator of Walking Dead, by the way. I finally remembered it by Googling it. So I don't look so stupid now, but definitely interesting. I like to see that comic books are being used to educate younger readers and to get people excited about it. But this one, ooh, scandal, Meredith.
Batman Three Jokers reveals a shocking kiss. Three Jokers continues to unravel its strange DC Comics canon mystery in issue number 2 by comicbook.com. What could it be? Oh my
Who could it
gosh.
be? Or what is she kissing? No, I'm kidding. It is a person. This isn't when you're not getting no Batwing. But I don't think you'll see it coming. I know when I went to comicbook.com, I didn't see it coming either. And I'm a huge Batman fan. Spawn creator Todd McFarlane pays tribute to Chadwick Boseman in the upcoming covers for Spawn. I thought this was a cool nod. Definitely the right thing to do. You know, I tip my hat to Todd McFarlane for showing love to what was a great human being that's no longer with us. Some more news, and this is literally from news. This is exciting. Go ahead, Meredith.
Well, I think it piggybacks off of what I had announced. Batman Three Jokers. And what is this? Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
All right. I would totally say that differently.
Character. There's going to be a movie about him soon.
Okay, very cool. So, from the next installment in the highly anticipated Three Joker storyline to an indie comic filled with mystery and what could it be? Counton2.com?
It's actually an affiliate of NBC. They're covering comics weekly. So excited to see this. Hats off to them. Thank you for paying attention to us. Batman has killed Superman in the craziest way possible. You're going to have to go to comicbook.com. This was ingenious, and it's so ballsy. And the way he does it is just such an I don't give an F fact that it's just wow. Comicbook.com is somewhere you have to click on a link to go see this. This is a moment. If you've read the comic, you know what I'm talking about. Meredith, this is sad news.
Uh-oh, what do we have here? Farewell virtuoso legend SPB and comic book lover Daniel Chan. The death of singer SP. Not even going to try and say that name. Balsubramanian. Okay, left many in tears, but he will live on in his songs while entertainment writer Daniel will be mourned by those who apparently knew him. This is from freemalaysiatoday.com. Very sad news. Two.
One was a comic book reviewer, definitely was supportive. It's sad that any passing's happening, but this was a comic book lover, and we're definitely sad to have to make any announcement of any passing, but we wanted to acknowledge it. And of course, it's from India. That's something important, acknowledging the world that's around us. We have a worldwide audience, and we want to acknowledge that we're covering stories throughout the globe.
Yeah.
So Poison Ivy's going under a new transformation. Since her debut in the 1960s, Poison Ivy had an unconventional trajectory in the DC universe, and she gets updated every so often. And this new update, it's kind of interesting. I didn't realize she couldn't do what she could do. She couldn't do what she's now able to do. It's almost like, I'll give a hint here, and then you're going to have to go to comicbook.com to understand what I'm talking about. It's like her powers just got a Wi-Fi signal. You're going to have to tune in to see what that's about at comicbook.com. This one's kind of cool.
All right. Red Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Venom. So while Marvel's Circle of 4 team-up was unexpected, the comics industry was delivering many surprises.
Surprising team-ups. So it goes on to show some of the most interesting team-ups throughout the world of comics, the industry of comics, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles teaming up with Batman. Superman being part of the Power Rangers. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, right? But it actually happened. Ghost Rider, the Red Hulk, and I don't know why they don't talk about it, but the female version of Wolverine, X-23, And who else was with them? Venom, but not the Venom but like the Venom who was in a war outfit. So it was an interesting team up. I thought it was cool. Not everything's got to be so serious on the show.
And that's on cbr.com, guys. So go over there and read the whole article.
I'll take this one just because it'll be controversial. WB president comments on J.R. Rowling and the upcoming Hogwarts legacy. And here's what he said. And today during a company Q&A, Warner Brothers Games president David Haddett addressed employees' questions surrounding the recent announcement of Hogwarts legacy and Harry Potter author J.R. Rowling's anti-trans comments. His comments per video clip this afternoon. And it should be stressed, I don't know if they were anti-trans. I think I don't know. I read the comments. I don't know if it'd be anti as much as uneducated, or maybe she just needs to know. I don't think she has any hatred for anyone. But he goes on to say, and I'm not a huge fan, I'm just pointing out, she had made a comment that could have been taken many different ways. And of course, it was taken one specific way to further a conversation. Mm-hmm. He goes on to say, not a lot I can comment on other than, since we did get so many questions, I wanted to be responsive the best way I could. The way I think I'd like to do this, I'd like to echo something you've heard from most of our senior executive leadership. While J.K. Rowling is the creator of Harry Potter, and we are bringing that to life with the power of Portkey, in many places, she's a private citizen also. And that means she's entitled to express her personal opinions on social media. I may not agree with her. I might not agree with their stance on a range of topics, but I can agree that she has the right to hold her opinions. And this is an interesting step because, like I said, I saw her comments and I can understand. I'm not saying that they were digging. There was a moment to have a conversation. Of course, it didn't turn into a conversation. It turned into an online Twitter flame fight. And she didn't back down. The opposing team didn't back down. It became messy. End of the day, it really was just about two groups, not, in my opinion, having a sit-down conversation and learning from each other and learning each other's point of view and maybe all growing together. But this is interesting, Meredith, because this is the first time we've seen a company actively say, hey, guess what? She's a human being. We're not going to tell all of our creative staff every opinion that they have to have. Clearly, Warner Brothers did not feel like she crossed the line to a hatred thing. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if, because anti-trans would be against the law right now or against company policies right now. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to go out and read the comment. You should research it on your own and come to your own realistic things. It's for her to do. I didn't get that she was being hateful. I did think that she could be educated by the things she said. We did cover it in the news a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And when we covered it, it was like, yeah, there was something there to talk about, but nothing to hate her about. There was no reason to cancel her. And this is the first time we've seen a company stand up and say, creators are human beings. Why don't you just back off a bit, give them that room, and have, he even says I don't have to agree with her stance on topics, but I can agree that she has the right to hold her opinions. That's an amazing comment coming from such a big position in a company.
Yeah, because it would have been very easy to just say, she's out of here. But, here's the other thing is, when you're typing something, it could be interpreted depending on whoever's reading it, how you're feeling or whatever. And so, I mean, unless you're actually in her mind and you know what her heart is, I wouldn't say jump on the bandwagon. Do your research, see what she's done. I mean, if she's got a history of hate, then certainly, there's an issue there. But like Rob said, there was an opportunity for a conversation. I think that she's probably had it with the company and they're like, hey, you know what? We all have opinions and that's okay.
And I'm sure she's gotten a better education because of it. And I'm sure that she'll have a different opinion because of it. But she didn't get to have it publicly, which is a real loss because a public conversation could have educated many people. And I think that's the big loss. We're so used to just hitting each other that we've forgotten to be like, hey, that sounds stupid. And this is why it sounds stupid to me. Maybe we could talk about this and I'll tell you how it feels. Conversation happens. Suddenly both sides might see something the other didn't and might understand it. It might, like you said, maybe even have been, wow, maybe I'm just too much focused on this. I didn't notice this. And that's what we need more of. And speaking of things we need more of, Keanu! Keanu Cyberpunk 2077 debuts a new commercial. We can't play it, but it is golden. So I got it for you here right in the threads. And Meredith gets to announce this.
All right. Marvel announces Avengers Wakanda Files book release. So they've got that released on October 22nd. Make sure that you tune in for that. And the fans are pumped up to see what ... by comicbook.com.
Well, they're looking for spoilers. They're basically on the October 20th. You guys will be able to look for spoilers. I'm just double checking here. I believe this comicbook.com. Okay, I was going to say both of these are brought to us by comicbook.com. This is just they're expecting some phase 4 like little nuggets, some stuff to hint towards the future because it's about the MCU more than it is about comic books, as far as I could tell from the article. But who knows? Maybe they'll go into some of the comic books. Maybe there'll be a crossover. We'll have to wait and see. Something new coming from DC, and this is for their younger creator wing. This is going to be a new character called Primer. She uses paints to help her actual powers and what her powers can be. I think this is awesome. I think kids are going to love this. I love the fact that they're trying to reach a younger audience. This is brought to us of AllThings by BerkeleyBeacon.com. I can't believe no one else has covered this. I almost was like, should I look to see if this is real? And then I saw they credited DC, and I'm like, nope, this must be really happening. Just goes to show you that sometimes our media, our comic book media, is not focusing on younger readers like they should be.
And I love the fact that they're actually going to focus on artistic ability, because that is something that we seem to be losing.
Absolutely. And so important, and schools need to get more funding for that. Go ahead and read the big news.
All right. Ms. Marvel is one of the most beloved heroes within the superhero fandom. So Boss Logic imagines Iman Vellani as you want to finish that off for me?
As Miss Marvel.
As Miss Marvel.
Yeah, the Miss Marvel character with the big arm and all that. This actress got picked to play her, and they're actually imagining her. This was brought to us by comicbook.com. Big news yesterday. Exciting to see where she's, of course, now this means she's coming to the MCU, whether or not she'll show up in a cameo role or be her own movie first. We'll have to wait and see, because we know Captain Marvel wound up being there as a cameo before she was a full-blown character. So you'll have to wait and see. So I wanted to give you guys, I know it's been a rough week. We're on Thursday. Tomorrow's our wrap-up, our Friday wrap-up. We're going to start the poll so you can pick the top stories. But I wanted to give you guys something to laugh at, something to have fun with. Wanted to get you to giggle, because it's been one of those weeks. We've just had a long week. If you don't know who Weird Al is, you done lost your way in life. You should know who Weird Al is. He can make you smile, and he's trying to do that right now as he lampoons the election. That's right. We are all doomed. Trump versus Biden. Doesn't matter what side you're on. Everyone kind of agreed that this week was ugly the way the debate went. So how do you fight ugliness? You make fun of it. Weird Al does an amazing job. I suggest you all should actually do that. Joe D. McPhee says, interesting, very professional, talking about the Warner Brothers and not talking about Weird Al. And he says, this is cool about the primer, right? That primer thing looks amazing. I am super excited about it. And I can't wait to talk to you guys more about primer. We'll be paying attention to that. And this has been the Market Watch for today. So Meredith, real quick, what do you think today's top story should be? Because at the end of this, I get to pick it for Geek Insider, and I asked the guests, not guests, but the co-anchors, like you are, what you thought today's top story should be. What was the headline that stuck out to you the most?
You know, honestly, if I were going to pick one, not because of popularity, I would probably go with Primer, because that is something that speaks to my heart. You know, creativity in schools, reaching a younger audience. I would love to see that as a top story.
It's definitely, it's either that or it's going to be the Harry Potter. The Harry Potter, the fact that the WB did that. That is
huge. I think, though, it's probably going to be a dingleberry to the actual, like, you know, when everybody was up in arms about what she said. And I think that'll probably be a lot quieter than you think.
Oh, no, I definitely know it's been quiet, because there hasn't been, no one's talking about it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. We were supposed to have mail call today, but this is how my most recent mail got delivered to me. Yes, that's the printed label for them to ship it, and that's the back of the package. You can imagine how the interiors were. I reached out to the creative team behind it. They are aware. They're actually offering me a book. I told them I'd pick them up to them the next time I'm at a show. This took months to get here. I'm sorry. We will not have mail call this week. Thank you, United States Post Office.
That looks like mold and stuff.
Right? I took it outside. I opened it. I saw the insides. I couldn't even fully open it. It was horrible. But that's it for the news today, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 11 for the Comics News Wire. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure that you support one of those Kickstarters that we mentioned and Indiegogos we mentioned today.